Oh, howdy, Mr. Investor Lot here. Today we're going to be talking about GIK, not DIK. I didn't say dick, I said GIK. So let's get into it today. So what we're going to be discussing is actually a partnership between Plug Power and GIK Stock, which is soon to merge with, as we know, Lightning eMOTORS. So they've had a massive run up today, they've dropped off a bit, and some people are still saying, you know what, this could be a really juicy stock for the future, because these guys are already own like 50% of the electronic vehicle market at the moment for classes 3 to 6. So they're powering fleets with not lightning, more like electricity, and we've got the highest quality commercial electric vehicles. So here's the partnership right here. As you can see, Plug Power baby. So what they want to do is they want to partner with Plug Power and they want to produce this FCEL vehicle, and it's a class 6 truck. So today we're going to talk about this truck, and we're going to talk about this world's first electric fuel cell powered class 6 truck and why it can potentially be a big money maker. So they're working with Plug Power. If you don't know, it's one of the biggest hydrogen players in the game. So a basic gist of what they currently have, they have fuel cells in forklift trucks, and they're the number one globally for that. So they have about 30,000 in operation, and they often help out in like warehouses for retail and consumer brands and lots of grocery brands. So as you can see here, this is a fuel cell powered class 6 truck, which allows customers to drive longer distances with larger payloads. So this could be an industry killer. It's basically a vehicle partnership between Plug Power and Lightning eMOTORS, and they are the sole EV partner of Plug Power. So Plug Power won't work with, another EV partner at the moment. So they're the sole EV partner. Their first vehicle actually went out in November 2020 and it's in service, so they're test running it. They're having a little dingo dango, having a little jingle. And this is available, this vehicle. What they want to do is create a 200 mile or a 400 mile range. So dependent on companies. They've got ProGen fuel cells, they've got Lightning Motors EV drivetrain in it, they have batteries and analytics and telematics. So when you have big fleets, you want to make sure they're running efficiently. They also have Lightning eMOTORS modular design, which allows FCEV and BEV to be largely interchangeable, so you can always switch it up. In terms of infrastructure and their channel partnership, Plug Power is one of the hydrogen players, and what they want to do is create hydrogen fueling infrastructure at 100 plus locations. This is a huge competitive moat and an enabler for rapid FCEV adoption. So when Nicola was hyping up a lot of stuff, we're talking about hydrogen infrastructure, the future, how to make it cheaper, more efficient and cleaner and greener for the planet. This is what, they were spitting bars at when they were talking about hydrogen fueling. In terms of collaborative S&M promoting, they're jointly producing class 3 all the way to 7 FCEV vehicles. Basically, they're vehicles that are fuel cell powered and they run on hydrogen. So yeah, this is really important. As you can see here, they're going to be using this drivetrain for efficiency from Lightning Motors, and they've established coast-to-coast service that is supporting both FCEV and BEV trucks. So if we go to Plug Power, we can see here, what is the hydrogen industry potentially worth? When we're talking hydrogen, we're talking, the transportation sector currently consumes the most fuel in the global energy market. It's one of the largest fuel consumers. So the reason why hydrogen is really nice and it's an attractive fuel is because not only is it much greener, but it can also save a lot of money. So large cities are actually mandating for 2024 for Europe to actually ban diesel and actually implement hydrogen. So if Europe wants to compete globally, the European Union is saying that hydrogen is fundamental to having global competitiveness. So hydrogen takes a prominent role in the European Green Deal for making Europe's first climate neutral continent by 2050. And according to McKinsey & Company, the global hydrogen economy could reach 2.5 trillion by 2050. Hydrogen is ideal for this industry because it's clean, cost effective and energy dense. So it's 3 times gasoline or diesel fuel. And as we can see here, Hydrogen Council says there's jobs that can be created for over 30 million people globally. So this could be a real game changer, You see, FCEVs here are best suited for applications for long range requirements, heavy payloads, and a high need for flexibility. A lot of vehicles currently are running on diesel, and they need to have that kind of long haul range. So when Nicola was pitching this before, it sounded like a dream. It sounded lovely because if you're able to establish this, you can save people a lot of money, you can become greener, and you can fit with all of the regulations that are coming through. In other news, Plug Power is also collaborating with Gosin. So they're also creating these kind of other vehicles that are hydrogen powered with GOSIN. So where is this stock gonna go? GIK. When I look at this stock, it's gonna merge with Lightning eMOTORS. I see Lightning eMOTORS basically, and I see it as a jack of all trades. But if they are able to harness the hydrogen market, which is what Nikola was attempting to do when they were pitching to all of us, they can basically, Nikola was all the way up here because everyone was excited by it. It was up in the 80s, So hydrogen can actually be a game changer for infrastructure. If you're able to put hydrogen infrastructure into place, you'll be able to make everything fuel efficient. And Helion as well, Meet Kevin was talking about Helion and how Helion could potentially access the hydrogen market, and then he'd be very interested into this stock. Because he doesn't see like long-term natural gas being that good in terms of renewable natural gas. But he was saying if they were able to create a hydrogen vehicle, which is what, GIK is doing with Plug Power, if they're able to create this kind of hydrogen vehicle here, fuel cell one, they'd be able to blow. And if we go all the way up in the investors presentation, we'll be able to also find, as you can see here, they've got this lightning energy. So they've got electrical energy as a service, and they've got this infrastructure coming in with 10-year contracts. So what if they can do this for hydrogen also? If you're able to implement, patented hydrogen charging technology, all of this stuff with Plug Power, as you can see, these guys are professionals at it, been doing it for years. What will that hold for the industry? Mr. Investor Lot, here's a picture of us on holiday using our little one of these NASA helmets. Thank you very much for watching. Mr. Investor Lot over and out. This is not financial advice. Make sure you do your own research, and best of luck.